Hey basketball guys, we have news. Let's go to more news from the Golden State Warriors, but before that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your. The Warriors will certainly make some roster updates for the upcoming season. Buddy Hield and Jonathan Kuminga will most likely be traded, as both players have value in the league, and this could help the Warriors bring a new star to San Francisco. A great player who would give the Warriors strength and scoring power would be Bam Adebayo. Postseason rumors: Warriors want to trade with Miami Heat and sign Bam Adebayo. Still, the Warriors will have their work cut out when they face the up-and-coming Houston Rockets to begin the postseason. An early exit could help the Warriors in more ways than one. In that case, Golden State could finally move on from Buddy Hield, a struggling sharpshooter, and acquire a versatile three-time All-Star forward who would strengthen the Dubs' frontcourt. Bam Adebayo has come a long way since entering the league in 2017. Adebayo, a former top 15 draft pick, was considered a limited offensive weapon early on. Adebayo has always been a physical specimen who can bully defenders in the low post, but he wasn't the most well-rounded big man. The Kentucky product now routinely showcases his ability to take defenders off the dribble in the high post, aggressively attack closeouts on the perimeter, and knock down long-range jumpers at a respectable clip. Adebayo averaged 18.1 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game, shooting 48.5% from the field and 35.7% from three-point range in 78 regular season contests. Conversely, Hield has declined since serving as a viable Klay Thompson replacement early in the year. The Oklahoma product, who shot well above 35% during the first 20-plus games of the season, has looked more like a fraudulent splash brother as time has progressed. Although Hield shot 37% from three in the regular season, he was close to boasting a sub-30% three-point shooting percentage during 2 consecutive months, December 30.5%, January 31.5%. He's also entering the playoffs ice-cold from deep, as the 6'4" guard connected on one of his 4 long-range jumpers against the Grizzlies in the Warriors' much-needed play-in victory. A Hield and Adebayo swap wouldn't give the Warriors a more dependable outside threat. However, it would help the Dubs form an underrated Big Three and finally help the organization land a high-level scoring frontcourt asset in the Bay. Warriors could make shock rotation move on axed forward in first round of playoffs. Could he return? As the Golden State Warriors look ahead to their tough first-round matchup with the Houston Rockets, they have numerous questions they must answer in the course of their preparation for the series. However, perhaps the most glaring question comes in the form of a player who has been a non-factor in the team's last 2 games: Jonathan Kuminga. Could Jonathan Kuminga return to the rotation against the Rockets? Despite all of the turmoil that has come between Kuminga and the Warriors coaching staff in his 4 seasons with the team, this latest friction culminated when, in 2 must-win games against the Los Angeles Clippers and Memphis Grizzlies, Kuminga was cut out of the rotation entirely. Instead, Kerr opted to give veteran Gary Payton 2 significant minutes off the bench, citing his constant intensity and willingness to attack the rim. Since the arrival of Jimmy Butler, Kuminga has struggled to adapt his game according to the requirements of this new iteration of Golden State's offense. While the Warriors need him to bring defensive intensity and sharp cuts to the rim, Kuminga has continued to try to shift the offense onto himself, tanking his efficiency and hurting the team as a whole. In fact, the two-man combination of Kuminga and Butler has posted a -6.1 net rating for the team this season, an abysmal low for what could have been a dynamic duo for the Warriors. For Kuminga, who will be a restricted free agent this offseason, this development likely signals the end of his time with Golden State. Yet in the matchup against the Rockets, the Warriors could need Kuminga's potential for offensive dynamism. In 4 games against the Rockets this season, Kuminga has averaged 21.3 points, 6.8 rebound and 1.8 assists. Including his 33-point eruption in early December, Kuminga's athletic ability has helped Golden State disrupt the defensive staunchness of the Rockets throughout this season. Given the Warriors' desperate need for offense as of late, it is likely that Kuminga will find his way back into the rotation in some capacity in the first round. In a full 7-game series, the Warriors coaching staff may have a bit more time to experiment with various combinations and rotations, meaning that Kuminga might earn his way back into significant minutes if he makes the most of his opportunities early in the series. This would likely move the smaller Peyton into a more limited role, and pushing forward Gueye Santos out of the few intense minutes he found on Tuesday night against the Grizzlies. Kuminga may get a limited run in the early games of the series, but if he continues to struggle fitting in and making an impact off the bench, Kirk could have to make another brutal choice. Jimmy Butler must constantly hunt advantageous matchup for Warriors to top Rockets. This could be the key to the series. As the Golden State Warriors prepare for their tough first-round matchup against the young and hungry Houston Rockets, the coaching staff, led by head coach Steve Kerr, is certainly scheming up any possible way to gain an advantage against Ime Udoka's defensive squad. The Rockets this season had the 5th best defense in the NBA, posting a 110.3 defensive rating and utilizing the length and intensity of their young players, including Amen Thompson and Tari Eason, to pressure their opponents into turnovers and offensive breakdowns. In their last matchup with the Warriors, the Rockets defeated them handily, holding Golden State to 96 points and shutting down star guard Steph Curry through constant double-teaming. However, as the Warriors go into Houston for Game 1, they have a specific advantage they can exploit in order to expose the flaws in the Rockets' defense, one that could be the key to them winning the series. Jimmy Butler must hunt Jalen Green on offense. Green, who, along with Alperen Sengun, is one of the drivers of the Rockets' offense, has averaged 21 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 3.4 assists through 82 games this season. Yet, as strong as the Rockets are defensively, Green can be seen as a weak link in their staunch play on that end of the court. With a 111.1 defensive rating on the season, Green has the worst defensive profile of all regular rotation players for the Rockets. At just 6'4", 178 pounds, he struggles to stay in front of more physical players, and his inability to guard other star players in isolation puts an additional burden on the Rockets' help defenders, at times throwing off their rotations and adjustments. While it is likely that Thompson and Fred VanVleet will be tied up trying to slow down the off-ball movement of Curry, it is possible that the Warriors could create switches in such a way that Butler will be able to drive at Green on a routine basis. Not only could this create a series of advantageous scoring situations for Butler, it could also create foul trouble for Green, effectively enabling Golden State to play Houston's offensive star off the floor in crucial scenarios. Magic Johnson predicts Golden State Warriors' X-Factor will make difference in Game 7 versus Rockets. The Golden State Warriors vs. Houston Rockets first-round playoff matchup has NBA experts deeply divided on who will advance to the Western Conference semifinals. NBA legend Magic Johnson has now weighed in with a bold prediction that hinges on one critical factor for Golden State. Magic Johnson calls out Warriors supporting cast in explosive social media post. According to Magic, the Warriors desperately need a reliable third scoring option beyond Stephen Curry and Jimmy Butler, especially if they hope to survive what could become a grueling 7-game series against the young, athletic Rockets. Golden State, with future Hall of Famer and the best shooter in the NBA Steph Curry, are going to need playoff Jimmy Butler to also dominate, but who else will step up for the Warriors in this matchup? Magic questioned on his X account. The Lakers legend didn't stop there, pinpointing specific players who must elevate their games. I saw Brandon Podziemski score 28 points against my Lakers. If Jonathan Kuminga answers as the X factor, I'm thinking Warriors in 7. The Warriors' alarming stats that make Magic's comments more valid. Magic's concerns are backed by troubling evidence from Golden State's recent performances. While Jonathan Kuminga and Brandon Podziemski rank as the Warriors' 3rd and 4th leading scorers statistically in the regular season, their production has been wildly inconsistent. Magic Johnson predicts Golden State Warriors' X-Factor will make difference in Game 7 versus Rockets. Paul Pierce believes Boston Celtics should consider bold Jaylen Brown call versus Magic. I think they're that good. Draymond Green admits he was stunned by Dallas Mavericks player. Who is this dude? In the high-pressure play-in victory against the Memphis Grizzlies, Podziemski managed just 3 points while Kuminga didn't even see the floor. Similarly, in the season finale overtime loss to the Los Angeles Clippers, only Curry and Butler proved capable of delivering 20-plus point performances. For the Golden State Warriors vs. Houston Rockets, there will be plenty of fireworks with the Houston Rockets. Nobody from the Warriors can stop Houston center, Alperen Sengun. The Rockets are more athletic than Golden State, led by Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, and Alperen Sengun. Rockets are more athletic, Magic's warning that should terrify Warriors fans. Magic specifically highlighted Houston's physical advantages that could spell disaster for Golden State without proper adjustments from head coach Steve Kerr. The Rockets are more athletic than Golden State, led by Jalen Green, Amen Thompson, and Alperen Sengun, and Fred VanVleet is an NBA champion with plenty of playoff experience, Magic emphasized. This athletic edge could prove decisive, especially on defense, where Houston's length and quickness might disrupt the Warriors' offensive flow. If the Rockets successfully contain both Curry and Butler with their physical defenders throughout the series, Golden State's championship hopes may hinge entirely on whether a third star emerges from their supporting cast.